Like, they need to constantly be thinking, oh wow, I thought I had a lot of money, I thought I had enough money to bag this bitch. No, they need to be thinking, oh shit, am I retiring in 5 years? Or do I need to, you know, like, set up some other shit? Because this bitch, like, she might want to go on vacation and we might need to go to Bali. Like, no. Don't let them think that they are comfortable with you. But this isn't about money. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Ivana Brooke, and I'm lit. This has been a pretty requested video. Not specifically this video that I'm making, but specifically to make another video like my how to date multiple men. And I'm just so excited because this is like I'm pretty good at this. Like, if there's one thing I'm good at, it's getting an older man. This is my wheelhouse. So let's get into it. While I'm explaining to you how to catch an older man, not necessarily a sugar daddy, that's not what I'm saying here. I mean, this relationship can be whatever you want it to be, baby. Do you, boo. But I'm just saying an older man in general. Some women just like older men for other reasons besides financial gain. So yeah. Anyways, I will be doing a natural look. I'm gonna be doing just like a light modelly contour, kind of doing a cream contour over acne. So if you have acne, you've been struggling with it, I totally understand, and you know, we'll get through this together. But I think the most important thing, like this is so important, and you have to be real with yourself if this is not you, and that's fine if it's not you. But you have to understand mature conversation. Like, that is the best thing for you. I've been blessed enough to have, like, my parents are way older than me, and I have an older brother. My family's older. Like, I'm like the youngest, and when people meet me, they're kind of like, oh yeah, like you're an old, trying to like not get this on my face, but they're like, oh yeah, like you're definitely like an old soul. Even if you don't have like an old soul, or you know a lot of older people, you can still relate. I think the easiest thing to do is just to be worldly. That's the easiest thing. Like, you need to just know what the fuck is up in the world. I think that makes dating easier, just because ideally you're dating people that know what's going on in the world. But if you make an effort to just be well versed, it really does make a huge difference. So you just need to know a little bit about everything. That's kind of what I try to do. Just know how the world works a little bit. And if you don't, a really easy way to do that is just go on Twitter. Go on Twitter, get on the right side of Twitter, not the right wing side of Twitter, but like get on the, you know, where the people link articles and like truly just like read up a little bit. Like, maybe find somebody who makes like quality tweets that you can like relate to, and like get with that, because I mean that's really the easiest way, because I think that's the first thing that older men kind of notice and they're trying to suss out. I also think it's the most annoying thing about them is that they will try and suss out your intelligence level pretty early on, and ideally the kind of man that you want isn't the kind of man that's looking for someone that they can easily take advantage of, or someone that's like young and dumb. Like, you want, like, if you really want to date this person, like to date them, you don't want a predator. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to attract somebody that's like, oh wow, like just looks at your age as like something to get off on. Like, that's so effing gross, and you want to avoid that. So ideally you're looking for men that don't get off on you being less versed. But I'm sure everybody here is an intelligent woman. Really just don't be shy about putting that out there and making that more so the forefront of your personality than things like looks and you know, just, oh, I'm young. Like, no. You definitely need to base your personality on the things that you know, and you'll get a lot further. But on top of that, also like be teachable and coachable, because it's just like, don't be ignorant to the fact that like you are less experienced than them. You might not be less intelligent, you might not be less anything, but like you have less life experience just off top. Maybe. There are some people who've lived lives and some people who are so sheltered that they haven't, but usually with age does come a little bit expertise. So being coachable, I think, is something that they also look for. Like asking questions and understanding that you don't know fucking everything. No one does. And like, you know, old people, they love to like share their knowledge and like what they've learned over the years so you don't make the same mistakes. Like, embrace that, even if it is like kind of annoying sometimes the way it comes off. Just embrace it and like ask them questions and be like just coachable. I think that's just important to be like, hey, like I don't know everything, but these are the things that I'm interested in, and we can still go back and forth and have like a good conversation, and you can put me on and I can put you on, because there's, oh my god, they age out of the system of like new shit very easily. So it's like you can be that person for them to like put them onto shit as well. So I think as long as you look at it as like an even exchange of intellect, like you'll probably have a more productive conversation and they'll probably like you more. Like anytime that I date older men, it's definitely like, of course they're attracted to the package, but it's like you can tell they meet a lot of girls and they're trying to quickly get to, do you have a brain? Do you like give a fuck about something besides like makeup? You know what I'm saying? Next, kind of just goes with the last part of carrying the conversation. Ask them questions about themselves. This is gonna help you just as much as like they're gonna like it. Like honestly, like men just like, no one asks them shit. Like truly, like they just, women, we are very, I don't want to say we're very selfish, but I'm the kind of person where it's like I don't really, you know, we're kind of just used to having them be so interested in us that it's just kind of like you don't even think, like personally, like, oh, what do I need to ask you for? Like what? Like about what? But if you're definitely trying to bag an older man that you like, and especially if you find him attractive, which is harder to find, yeah, ask him questions, ask him about his life, ask him, you know, more so than what he just does, which I think is very important. Like ask him what he does, 100%, but also ask him like, what do you do for fun? And I'm sure they'll have something that they do, and that they'll try and like say something like sporty, of course, to make you think that like, you know, they still got it. So that's really, really important. Just ask them a lot of questions about themselves and their friends and their family, and you know, it'll also, you'll find out if they're a good fit for you. Do you know, you'll find out if they have kids, you'll find out if they have a wife, you'll find out like all these things, because sometimes like men speak so much, like oh my god, they talk so fucking much. Once you get them going, you can really give whatever you want out of them and see if they're the kind of person that you want to pursue something with. How did you get into this? What college did you go to? Oh, were you in a frat? Like even like bring them back, but then like bring it back to the present, bring it back to the past, you know, whatever it is. Just, you know, have a good conversation with them, because I promise you it's been so long since they've had that, and they're gonna love it. Like truly, they're gonna love it. The reason that older men want to date younger women is not so much like the outer package and this and that, but it's like usually they are used to, whether they have an ex-wife or tons of ex-girlfriends or dated lots of women in their age range, they kind of just want the energy. Like that's all they really want from you, more so than, you know, what else you can provide. They are looking for energy, they're looking for vitality, they're looking for someone who is still loving life, like dead ass. Like it's sad to say, but it's just like there is something that happens with age where you can, you know, lose your love for life when you are focused on the rat race, or focused on your kids, or focused on, you know, all these other things that can be soul crushing. Oh my god, but you know what I'm saying. Like they want that bubbliness, like somebody who's excited to see them again. You know what I'm saying? Like they've probably been working with the same people for even fucking 5 years is a lot. Like no one gives a fuck about seeing your ass after 5 years of working with them, their age, or like no one's excited to see you. So sorry, older people, but it's just the truth. You know, when you're set in your career and when, you know, you do the same damn thing more often than not, you know, it just gets very monotonous, and that like that energy of like, oh wow, someone's like excited to actually see me and they show it is nice. So being bubbly, just always being excited and like wanting to try new things it's very attractive. It's attractive in any partner, but like Older men are especially gonna look for this. But I definitely think that there is a difference between youthfulness and childishness, and you just have to find that balance of like things that make people feel young and not things that make people feel like a child. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just certain things that are just like immature opposed to refreshing. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, okay, here's the difference. Okay, texting them hey with like the old school colon, what is this, colon, what, close parentheses, and sending them literally 50 fucking emojis. You can still, excuse me, you can still send them an emoji, but like not like 1,000 fucking emojis. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure, I don't know how often this man is getting emojis, but like, ew, there's nothing worse than an older man that sends too many emojis. Like that, it's like a red flag to me, but red flags will be a whole different video. That's just like, who has the fucking time? But yeah, I would definitely just check yourself on like, is this immature or is this like a bit of a breath of fresh air? You know what I'm saying? And then I think the easiest way to meet them is by going to the right places. Like, you cannot go to your regular spots, and if there are not already like older men there, it's just not gonna happen for you. Like, you know the spots. Go, like, don't go there anymore. Don't go to like, you're not gonna find him at Forever 21. You're not gonna fucking find him really at like that certain part of the mall. Like, where if you're too close to PacSun, go closer to Hugo Boss. You know what I'm saying? Like shift it up. Even Victoria's Secret, you go. Get out of there. Get out.
Ew. Get out of here.
Bath and Body Works too. You're playing yourself. You're fucking playing yourself. Like, don't waste your fucking time. But I would say my favorite places and the places that I find are easiest to find these men, divorcee apartments. I know that's not an actual thing. You cannot Google that, but you know them when you see them. A divorcee apartment is exactly where I live. I live where there's like men who are living in 1-bedroom apartments and they just randomly have like a Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like on the nicer side of town, but it's an apartment complex because you went through a divorce and you're paying someone alimony. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, you know the ones. You know the ones. Really do a loop around like your friend's apartment complex. You don't have to live there, honey. You do not need to live there. But do a loop around and just look at the cars and then go for walks in those areas. Like, I swear, like, it's so easy, especially if you make it habitual, because they'll come to you. They'll find you. Oh, I've seen you walking there a few times. Oh, no way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just make it easy. But besides there, just because that's like kind of like a bit long game, and I understand some of you are trying to find your man tonight, so I got you. No worries, girl. Go to the bar. And you're not gonna go to the bar that has loud music. You need to go to the bar that has live jazz. And I know that sounds like, bitch, really, like, I don't want to do that. I know you don't want to do that, but you only really need to go once. Like, get your other girlfriend that, like, you know, is down for this kind of shit and go to like that fucking random like wine bar or whatever. Like, if this place has an Instagram, it's not it. It better have just like 6 photos. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be kind of like, not even a hole in the wall, but like where you can get a good Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Like a good old fashioned, like dark liquor, dark wood, like let me paint you a picture of the bar that you have never been to, but you need to go to if you're looking for these types of men. Like, absolutely. And honestly, yeah. And this is just gonna give you better quality men, because the men that are like actively out in those like younger spots, probably aren't the ones for you. Also look for places that are like grown and sexy, like especially if you want like an older black guy, like you're like the grown and sexy is it. Like, listen to the radio. I know to unplug your aux, go to like, I think our station's like 94.5, but like go to the like older hip hop and R&B station, you know, where they mix it all and like they have like a quiet storm. Listen for like 15 minutes. They're gonna shout out a bar and it's gonna have a grown and sexy night. Go there. Go there and go get your man and don't come back until you have him. But yeah, go there, order a nice drink. Don't order anything too dumb. Like, I mean, like, it really is regional. I think it's a little more regional, like what you order and how people perceive it. But, you know, get maybe a conversation starter. Like, yeah, like a Manhattan will turn some heads. It'll be like, what is this? Why is this bitch, you know, drinking like a Manhattan? And she's like, looks like she's 19. They don't need to know that you watched this video. But yeah, it's so important. Another place I have met a lot of older men. This was a little more because this is like the industry that I worked in, but it works all the same. Take your ass to a car dealership. And this is so easy. And I know sometimes it might be like, what the fuck am I gonna do at a car dealership? So one side, they have a car dealership where people are buying cars. And on the other side of the dealership, they have people who are getting their cars serviced. This is the best place to find men. I know this sounds ridiculous. This or like a German, so specific, like a German auto body shop where like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to take your German car to this one place for an oil change. Like, you need to be in the waiting room of Range Rover. You need to be in the waiting room of Ferrari, Jaguar, Lincoln. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these places, like, just say you're waiting for somebody. Like, really, like, say you're waiting for somebody. They usually have snacks. Sit your ass down, grab a magazine, watch the news, whatever the fuck, cross and uncross your legs. Like, someone will come up to you if you look good enough, number one. And then number two, you can make conversation because everybody there, Corona, but whatever. Everyone there is like bored out of their mind, number one. They've gone through every app on their phone. Like, the second they look up, like, just make eye contact, give them a nice smile. You know, you're drinking your little coffee out of your styrofoam cup and just be like, hey, like, hi, what are you in for? That's it. What are you in for? And then you'll know exactly what car he has. And you'll know probably how old it is. And even better, when they pull it up, you can take a look and maybe even get in the car with him. I don't fucking know. Okay, you wanna go to lunch? I mean, you know, like, you have to be a little outgoing. That's the one thing that I think, like, people get really fucked up with is like they think like older men will be the aggressors, and like the right older man is gonna make his move, but he's not gonna make the first move, really. You know, you kind of have to creak open the door for them, let them know that the possibility is there, because they don't want to feel like a fucking creep. Like, ideally they should be like pretty self-aware that like they just don't want to be a creep, you know? So
it's okay,
don't be shy and make the first move. I think that's kind of important. But dealerships, go to the right dealership, honey. Sit your ass down, maybe have a nice bag, just something sophisticated, just look a little sophisticated. Even like jeans with like a blazer on top, don't wear this. Don't wear anything that says any words on it at all. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know, present like you do have a car here. And just, and even if you are in the service area, excuse me, and this is getting so specific, and they ask you like what, like, oh, what are you doing here? Just be like, oh, like, I'm just shopping, and my sales assistant is doing some paperwork or pulling up some shit for me, whatever. You know, like, there's always people just waiting there for shit. So like, you will not be out of place. No, like, you're not gonna be like looked at crazy, like, I promise you. Don't you worry. Okay, back to how you look. I think it's very important to look young, but also sophisticated. There is an art to that, which I think is definitely kind of right there with the jeans and blazer thing. Like, you want to look like you have a job. You want to look like you've been in a meeting before, just in general. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to look the part. You want to look like a young professional. Not too much makeup, you know, like, really not like heavy anything. Lashes are probably like, it kind of depends. Kind of just depends. But no, the more makeup you wear, you're probably attracting a different type of man. Like, that's just like obvious. So the more fresh face, I think the better, just because they're essentially vampires that want to suck your soul out of your titties. But yeah, the young but sophisticated look is like kind of where you're trying to be with it. You know what I'm saying? You know. But like what you see on Instagram, like, do not be in an Instagram two-piece set, bitch, and like expect to get like Bill Gates. Like, you got to like look good. I would say simple jewelry is nice, like just some nice simple things, maybe wearing a watch. You know, you don't have to have labels, but you do just need to look like you know how to put it together. So once he does buy you labels, I'm sorry, this isn't that, but you know what I mean, that you know how to put it together and don't look like cheap. And like, ugh, okay, this is a personal vendetta, but don't wear a fucking charm bracelet. It's just like, it's like the closest thing to wearing a wedding ring that I can like, I just like, no. Because whether your dad's giving you those charms or your boyfriend, it's not fucking okay. There, I said it. I think it's really important to be coy. So when you're finally in conversation, when you're sitting down at the car dealership or the jazz bar, you need to display an air about you besides the youthfulness and besides like understanding like a good conversation. You need to just be a little coy. Give them a little bit, but not everything. I think it's really, really important to just like play it cool. Like, okay, like you're an option. You're not even the first older man I've talked to today. Like, you need to kind of act like there is somebody who literally takes your groceries from the grocery cart to your car every fucking time. Like, you don't whiff shit. You know what I mean? You have to act like you don't whiff anything. Like, I don't know why that is the metaphor that helps me when it comes to talking to men, but I think it's really fucking helpful. Like,
never hold anything. That's what other people are there for.
I don't lift things. There's men always, like, someone could always be constantly behind me to, like, if I drop something, they're gonna pick it up. You know what I mean? Like, I have lackeys, bitch. Like, that's kind of the attitude that you need to have. But also, I'm interested in you. Like, you could also be one of my lackeys, but you could also not be. Just like an air of, like, you cannot be desperate. I mean, it's like, the older you get, the more you can like see a desperate person from like a mile away, just in life in general. But like especially a man with money knows a desperate woman, and it's just not cute. And they're gonna know the signs. So just be a little coy. Don't tell them everything. You know, don't be too country bumpkin. Like, I just came here from. No. You didn't just come anywhere from anywhere, bitch. No, you've been here forever. And you're here to stay. Like, just, you know, bad bitch vibes, but youthful and interested in him as well. You know what I mean? Like you just know how to carry on a conversation. But you also know that this is not the only conversation I'm gonna fucking have today. You better fucking recognize. You know what I mean? Like you are here to impress me, and I am naturally impressive. That's it. But you cannot be too impressed. I think that's the most important thing I can tell you guys. Do not ever be too impressed. Like, there is nothing that they can throw at you that will get like a, oh my god, no way. Like, no, that's too fucking much. It needs to be like, oh wow, Like, if you're gonna say, oh wow, it better be, Like, you gotta hit them with the like a little bit of doubt. Like, you're almost doubt them. Like, they don't have shit to really prove to you, but they could. And they should. And they might. I'm just saying, like, you can't be too impressed by anything. Not by their car, not by their clothes, not by their job, not by how many ex-wives they have. Like, nothing needs to faze you. You have to be a little bit unfazable so that they do put in that extra effort of like, okay, this is a worldly bitch. Especially like vacations, things like, even if you don't even have a fucking passport, you need to act like you've been somewhere. You need to act like you can be taken anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people who are a little like goo goo gaga and like starstruck over like simple shit is like a dead giveaway of like, I can't take this bitch anywhere. And you are not that bitch. You are absolutely not that bitch. You can be taken anywhere because you've already been everywhere, bitch. Don't get it confused. Like, just really anything they say, because men naturally are just gonna sit there and try to impress you, like that's just their thing. Like, just kind of brush it off. Be like, wow, that's interesting. And then relate it to something else. You know, keep the conversation going, but also just let them know, like, not my first fucking rodeo. That's the thing. And a guy that's attracted to that is gonna be a good older man, because you do not want some man that is just getting off on your youth or your vulnerability. You don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to come off vulnerable. You don't want any of that. So avoid it. Don't ever be impressed. Like, they need to constantly be thinking, oh wow, I thought I had a lot of money. I thought I had enough money to bag this bitch. No, they need to be thinking, oh shit, am I retiring in 5 years, or do I need to, you know, like, set up some other shit because this bitch, like, she might want to go on vacation and we might need to go to Bali. Like, no. Don't let them think that they are comfortable with you. But this isn't about money. Okay, so my camera died. I just did my lips, and I have a reel that I just made for how I make my lips look really, really big and Bratz-like, and kind of call these my porn star lips, like, you know. Lastly, tell them all about your goals. Tell them everything that you want to do in life. Having aspirations, really in any relationship setting, is very, very sexy. It's just attractive, and usually this works in a lot of different ways, because sometimes there are older men that you date and there are older men that want to date you but can help you financially. And I don't mean in a way where they can literally give you money, but they can put you on. And I think it's really important to just use, okay, no, not use people, but if you're going to network, it's not just with people your own age, because no one our age really has that kind of money to spend, or are also always needing the kind of services that we can provide. So talk to them, tell them what you want to do in life, and honestly, you'll always, I've never had a conversation with an older man where it didn't end like, oh, I have a friend that actually does something like that. Let me actually like talk to them and see. Like, I've made money literally through my actual legitimate business by just having conversations and opening myself up to older men that can network for me. And it's actually been really helpful. I'm kind of sick of the pandemic because of it, because it is a really helpful way to get leads for your business. Just be very open, you know, and know what you want to do. Don't just throw random shit out there. I think it's very unattractive when people aren't focused. So find that one thing that like, oh, okay, I know that like this is a part of my life or something that I do want to do, where an older man could help me, or have friends that could help me network and this and that. Just be focused. Good for dating, but also good for you. Besides that, I think those are all my tips for how to date older men, how to attract them and hold good conversation. If there's any more specifics you'd like me to get into, leave a comment down below and I can help you out. And I hope this video was very helpful. If you liked it, don't forget to leave it a like. If you like me, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to see more of me, you can always check me out on my Instagram, Ivana Brooke. And I will see you in my next video. If you have a suggestion, leave it below. And last but not least, I hope this video found you in the best place possible.